another edition of the 2024 MLB Draft Spotlight Show. I've had a run on high school shortstops lately, and I got to say, Tyson Lewis out of Utah, Nebraska might be the best of the bunch. Tyson, welcome to the show, my man. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Hey, first question, always start this way. I want you to kind of rattle it off. Who is Tyson Lewis on the field, off the field? What should fans, viewers, listeners, the audience know about you?
Yeah. I think on the field, fans, it's kind of easy to tell. I'm kind of an ultra competitor. That's what drives me on the field. Just the competition between me and the pitcher, like in the box. Like that's what I kind of live for, and I'm certainly. I think it's easy to tell that I'm kind of a competitor on the field. Then off the field, yeah, it's just I'm hanging out with my friends a lot. Just family guy. Just I don't do much. I'm kind of just a baseball guy only, and kind of just hang out with the family when I'm not playing ball.
Golf, fish, hunt, race cars, anything else?
I'm not really that typical like Midwest kid who's out there like hunting, fishing, all that. I've never really got into that. I'm just kind of go watch a movie or something, go to the theater or something like that. But I'm not really an outdoorsy kind of guy. So
Okay. Hey, I'm the same way. If there's a couch, I'm in. Tyson
yeah,
Lewis
100%.
with me
Yeah.
on the show. Tyson, let's bring it back to the baseball field. 5 tools. Rank them for me. What's your best tool and what's something that you're working on?
I think one kind of tool that kind of sticks out for me is kind of my speed. I think I kind of showcase that on both sides of the diamond. I feel like I'm a pretty explosive player and can kind of move around a little bit, show off that range at short. And so I think my speed kind of pops out at me. And I think something that's developed for me this offseason has been my power a little bit. I think I've gotten in the weight room a little bit, gotten a little bigger, gotten a little stronger. And I think I showed that a little bit this spring, just kind of the more power numbers, more slug. So I think that's something for me that I've kind of been focused on this offseason to develop that a little bit more. And I'm proud of the results I've gotten so far. And so yeah, those two are kind of popping out for me right now.
You are short selling yourself, man. I saw you in August. I saw you right after that. You were about a buck 78. You could really hit.
Yeah.
You could really field. Now you are like 17 pounds heavier. And I've heard the arm
Yeah.
strength is way up. I've heard the power is way up. What was your winter like, man? Was it just Midwest eating? Was it weight room? What would take me into that?
Yeah. It was huge emphasis on weight room. And that's kind of something that I kind of lacked in years past, kind of like took for granted a little bit. And so this off season was huge into my nutrition and the eating and the weight room side of things. And because I've always felt like my skills wise, baseball wise, I think I'm pretty developed there, but just like physically, strength wise, that this off season was huge for me and getting in the weight room, really focusing on that.
Yeah. I tend to notice that guys in the middle of the country are more feel guys. Like, right? It's just, hey, get me in the cage. Let me feel out
Yeah.
my swing. Let me go to the opposite gap. I just want to feel my swing. I'm curious, since you've been on the showcase circuit now for quite a while, you've been a name, you've been exposed to some tech. I'm just curious if that's something that you like to incorporate into your training, or are you all just like reps, reps, reps?
Yeah, like you said, like field guy. I've always been kind of a field guy. That's always how I've been. I haven't really been big into like filming or any of that. But like the showcase, like PDP this year, like and especially coming to Arkansas and going down there, getting to see all the things they have down there. It's really eye opening just to see like literally there's anything you could ever dream of is there for you at your disposal. And so that for me, like going down and get to see Arkansas, their facilities and all the tracking they have is that's something me I've slowly started to implement more into my day to day routine because I think it is really valuable to know those numbers and to help you like structure your off season workouts according to those
I,
numbers. So
I love
yeah,
that. Yeah. You gonna turn into an exit velo
yeah.
guy?
I'm not too much. I try not to get into that too much because I feel like I just try to hit home runs every time if I'm looking into that too much. But every few weeks or so, we'll get in there and check out those numbers just to make sure we're trending the right way.
Yeah, no, I'm sure 17 pounds in the winter is trending in the right way, Tyson. Um,
It definitely did help. Yep.
Fayetteville, DVH, the Razorbacks. Tell me about it, man. What was it about, Woo Pig that got you in?
Yeah, it started with Coach Van Horn and Coach Thompson there. They had their recruiting. They had stuck with me my whole journey, and I built a really good relationship with Coach Thompson. and so they just pitched it really well. And then I got to go down there and see it for myself for the first time. And it's the facilities, that town, it's second to none. I think it's the best place to play college baseball in the country. And so it was really easy once I got down there to make that decision because it was unlike anything I'd ever seen before. And I was just really glad I was able to be a part of it.
Now, Plan A, Arkansas, is an awesome opportunity.
Yeah,
this is
for
a
sure.
win-win opportunity for you.
100%.
But are you do you pinch yourself sometimes? Because I'm sure being your age and being in a draft year, you see the boards, you see the rankings, you see your name just tick, 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 tick. How does that feel?
Yeah.
Put the audience in your shoes.
Yeah, it's a little bit like kind of dreams come to reality a little bit. You know, being a little kid, that's my goal of playing baseball is to play professional baseball. Like that's what it's like ever since I've been playing t-ball. And so getting to see your name on those and these articles and these mock drafts is it's really cool. And I think it's kind of hard not to like kind of get lost in that. But I think it's important to me just to like stay grounded, stay where my feet are, and just not get too caught up in those things because those are kind of out of my control. And so I'm just kind of focused on just my development and getting better, and yeah, just kind of seeing what happens here in the next few weeks and months.
No doubt. Plus, you're only a high school senior once, right? Like, live it up, live it in.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, seriously.
Tyson, what's next for you? Like, what is the next frontier of your development?
I think for me, like strength wise, that's something I'm for sure going to keep hammering because that's a lot for me. Just a lot of success came out of that. That was a really big eye opener this off season was how important that strength piece is and being a baseball player. And so that for me that'll be for the rest of my career will be strength, making sure I'm strong, making sure I stay mobile as well though, and explosiveness. Like those three, those are huge pieces, and I'll be hammering those here for the next few weeks here, especially getting down to Fayetteville because those guys are huge down there. So you got to be ready to go once you step on campus.
No doubt, no doubt. You don't see a lot of small ball players putting up big numbers, so that's a good point.
No, absolutely
Um,
not.
so I got to ask you, I think it's an interesting question, especially for you being in the middle of the country, being in Nebraska. You don't necessarily have a hometown team, if you will. Is there a
Yeah,
guy growing up that you kind of idolized in terms of, their hit tool? Like, is there a shortstop that you
yeah,
really kind of akin yourself to?
yeah. I have a few shortstops. Yeah, Corey Seager's always been one guy that I kind of looked up to. I think we're similar kind of like archetype. Like he's big, kind of left-handed hitting shortstop. I've always kind of looked up to him. He's got like a simple left-handed approach, and I feel like that's a very, very good swing. Kind of try to replicate and kind of be like him. And I just love the way he plays the game. You know, just plays hard. And also Francisco Lindor, he's more flashy player, maybe a little bit, but I just love watching him. He's got that swag, and he plays the game with so much fun. He's always got a smile on his face, and that's how I like to play the game as well. So those two for me have always been kind of guys I always looked up to. Always watch their at bats whenever they're on TV.
I love it, man. All right, I'm gonna hit you with a couple of questions here and get you out of here. I'm sure that I don't know if you've ever seen an episode of this show. You might know what's coming. You might not.
Yep.
All right, Tyson. Let's say you play for another 20 years. Who is like, what is the one walk-up song you'd be comfortable using for the next decade if you couldn't change it?
I'm a huge Michael Jackson guy, so I'd have to
Interesting.
probably go Michael Jackson, probably a pretty young thing. Michael Jackson. That's one of my favorite songs. So I think that'd probably be my go-to.
I've done, I think you're episode 252. That's you're one of one. I don't think I've ever gotten a Michael Jackson reference. I love that. It's a
Huge
little
Michael
different.
Jackson guy. Yeah,
It's
I
a little
love it.
different
Yeah, I
and
love
it
Michael
brings a little
Jackson.
bit of energy. I love it. I love it. All right.
Yep.
Last question. EDP, San Diego, Cary, I don't care. Hoover, name the event. You've played with a lot of guys on the showcase circuit over the last, you know, calendar year, 18 months. Who's the one guy you would not let date your sister?
Oh my gosh. I think I gotta call out my fellow Nebraska guy here, Cale Fountain.
Hale Fountain. That's yeah, that's ballsy. That's ballsy calling out the guy with arguably the most power in the
Yeah,
class. You really gonna do that, huh?
yeah. He's a big dude, but yeah, I'll call him out on that one. Yeah,
I dig it. I dig it.
yeah.
Tyson Lewis. Hey, by the way, and this may be before your time. How does it make you feel that your two names are like Lennox Lewis and Mike Tyson? Like if you ever Google your name, you just get boxing for
That's what
pages
I
and
yeah.
pages.
I've done that so many times. The old Tyson Lewis, that's all I get. I'm like, what the heck's going on? But
Not
yeah,
bad.
that's all I get. Yeah, I hear that all the
Two
time.
two good names to be associated with. Maybe that's where the power is
Yeah.
coming from. Tyson Lewis, Arkansas commit, dude. I love your game. I loved watching you take IO. I loved watching you take
Appreciate it.
batting practice. You're gonna be a good one, man, and we're rooting for you here. Good luck.
Really appreciate it, man. Thanks for your time. Thanks for having me.